going to kind of figure that out.
There is the issue of pollution in China, the need for sustainable energy solutions in China. Gridlock is a huge issue in places like Beijing. I don't know if you've been stuck in Beijing traffic. I've been stuck in Beijing. Yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
Everyone here who's traveled to China, you're stuck in, it's pretty crazy. Can Tesla autopilot provide some sort of a solution to that?
Well, I think autopilot can certainly take the edge off. Because our autopilot capability right now is really good in two scenarios. Either we're on a highway where there's no traffic and the lines are quite clear, or in heavy traffic. So it's super good in heavy traffic. Not that I'd recommend it, but you can read a book or do email. Is what I've found. I've heard people say. So it can really take the edge off the traffic, but I'm actually quite a big fan of tunnels. Tunnels are so underappreciated.
Please elaborate.
Well, the fundamental problem with cities is that we build cities in 3D.
Yeah.
I mean, you see you've got these tall buildings with lots of people on each floor, but then you've got roads which are 2D. Yeah. So that obviously just doesn't work. You're guaranteed to have gridlock. But you can go 3D if you have tunnels. And you can have many tunnels crisscrossing each other with maybe a few meters vertical distance between them, and completely get rid of traffic problems. And it's my understanding that actually Hong Kong is in the process of building some tunnels, and I was very pleased to hear that. But that really is the solution for solving traffic in major cities.
Yeah, you can also go 3D with flying cars.
You can.
But that's not going to happen for a long time.
Well, I mean, flying cars sound cool, but then they do make a lot of wind, and they're kind of noisy. And
you've thought this out.
The probability of something falling on your head is much higher.
Yeah. Gotcha. We talked about charging stations and the challenge for rolling out more charging stations in Hong Kong. The challenge is exponentially greater in China, especially in the rural areas to connect the big cities. What are your plans on that?
So we actually have a supercharging network throughout China. You can go, at this point, almost anywhere in China using the Tesla supercharger network. And then we've got, there's a whole bunch of third-party affiliate destination chargers. And we've actually had people drive all the way from Beijing to Tibet.
Yeah.
So it's,
wow.
Yeah, in a Model S.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Have you driven a Tesla in rural China?
No.
No, okay.
Other people have.
The Model 3. What can you tell us about the Model 3, what it's going to look like? And I know that you've mentioned to me about it. Sorry.
No, sorry. I can't tell you what it's going to look like.
Okay, okay.
But I mean, I can tell you just generally some characteristics about it, which is it's meant to be a slightly smaller version, it's a sort of smaller version of the Model S. And it won't have quite as many bells and whistles, but it'll be at a much lower price point.
Yep.
So the intent is to roughly cut the price in half for a smaller vehicle, and I think really that's going to be probably the most profound car that we make, because that'll be I think a very compelling car at an affordable price.
Yeah, this is with the Model 3, the electric vehicle could go fully mainstream.
Yeah.
Other car manufacturers, we have GM in mind with the Bolt doing the same thing, and you welcome your rivals doing this.
Right. Yeah. The goal of Tesla from the beginning has been to accelerate the advent of sustainable transport. So we actually did some partnerships. We did one with Mercedes and one with Toyota, and open source IP and everything. So the whole purpose of it was really to accelerate the advent of sustainable transport. So it's always great to hear when other car companies are making electric cars.
Yeah, including car companies inside China.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are there any Chinese electric car vehicle makers that are capturing your attention, or?
Well, we don't think too much about what competitors are doing.
Yeah.
Because I think it's important to be just focused on making the best possible products. You know, it's sort of maybe analogous to what they say about, you know, if you're in a race.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what the other runners are doing.
Yeah.
Just run.
Yeah. But, you know, to push that metaphor even more, are you afraid that whoever's hosting the race could tilt the race in favor of the Chinese racer?
I'm trying to figure out if there's any way to answer that question and not lose.
You get one pass
Okay, thank
during
you.
this interview. If you'd like to take the pass, you could take that pass.
Pass with that one.
Okay.